Hello and welcome to Busy Little Minds. My channel is all about making learning fun. I make book reviews and science videos, and I will be introducing even more topics in the future. Today's video is my second episode in the bite-sized science series, little bites of science that anyone can enjoy. The topic for today will be the solar system and its exploration. So without any further ado, let's begin. Let's start off with the solar system at a glance. We have the Sun and the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, the asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, then Neptune. The four planets that are closest to the Sun are the inner planets, and are also called the rocky planets. The distance from the Earth to the Sun is 50 million kilometers, or 93 million miles. This is a huge number to work with, so scientists shortened it, and they now call the average distance from the Earth to the Sun 1 astronomical unit. The four planets that are farthest from the Sun are called the outer planets, or the gassy planets. Let's wrap up this canvas by learning one fun fact about each planet. Mercury is a very extreme planet, with temperatures ranging from -292 degrees Fahrenheit to 806 degrees Fahrenheit. Venus is a very hot planet, the hottest planet in fact, and its surface temperature is regularly 867 degrees Fahrenheit. Everyone should know this fun fact about Earth. It contains life. A fun fact about Mars is that Mars has the largest mountain/volcano in the solar system. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. Saturn has the largest density. Uranus rotates on its side, and Neptune has 13 moons. Now, let's learn more about each of the inner planets. First, we have Mercury, which is a very extreme planet. The side of the planet that faces the Sun is very hot, while the side that doesn't face the Sun is very cold. Mercury has no atmosphere, no moons, and on Mercury, 1 year is 88 days. Venus has a very thick atmosphere, which is made of carbon dioxide. Venus is also the hottest planet, with temperatures capping at 867 degrees Fahrenheit. Earth has the perfect conditions for life, including a balanced atmosphere, liquid water, and an ozone layer. Earth also has one moon that affects the tides. Mars is red in color because of iron oxide. Mars is also the owner of the largest volcano in the solar system, called Olympus Mons. Mars has many dust storms within it, and Mars's atmosphere is very thin. It has two moons, called Phobos and Deimos, which are both asteroids. Next, we'll learn about the outer planets. We'll start with Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet, and its atmosphere is made of hydrogen, helium, methane, ammonia, and water vapor. Jupiter has 66 moons, and its largest moon is Ganymede. Jupiter's gas storms come in three colors: white, red, and brown. Jupiter's largest storm is called the Great Red Spot, and this storm has been raging on for centuries. Saturn is the second largest planet with the lowest density. This means that if all the planets were to be dumped into a bowl of water, all the planets would sink. Only Saturn would float. Saturn's atmosphere is made of hydrogen and helium. Saturn's rings are made of ice, rock particles, and dust. Saturn also has 60 moons. The coolest moon of Saturn is Io, because it can turn itself inside out. Uranus's atmosphere is hydrogen, helium, and methane. Uranus is turquoise because of large amounts of methane. Uranus has 27 moons. Lastly, let's learn about Neptune. Neptune has storms which are usually deep blue. Neptune has 13 moons, and one season in Neptune lasts 44 years. Now, we'll cover dwarf planets and meteors. The first dwarf planet is Ceres. Ceres lives in the asteroid belt and it has one moon. Pluto hangs out just beyond Neptune, and it has 5 moons: Charon, Styx, Nix, Kerberos, and Hydra. There are 2 reasons why Pluto isn't a planet anymore. First of all, it can't have a consistent orbit because it's not big enough. Second, if Pluto was a planet, countless Pluto-like objects would have to be considered planets. It may not seem like it, but Pluto is extremely small. It is only about 1/4 the size of the United States. Finally, we have Eris. Eris exists in the front of the Oort Cloud, just a little farther than Pluto. Eris is about the same size as Pluto. As promised, we will now learn about the difference between meteors, meteoroids, and meteorites. A meteoroid is a piece of space dust or rock floating in space. A meteor is a meteoroid that burns in Earth's atmosphere, and a meteorite is a meteor that hits Earth. Let's head to the whiteboard for a final segment in this video. Welcome to the whiteboard. We've reached the final slide, and we are now going to learn about solar system exploration. We're going to touch on the highlights in every decade of the exploration in the solar system. In the 1950s, Sputnik 1 was the first Earth orbiter. This means that it orbited the Earth. Luna 1 was the first lunar flyby. This means that it flew by the Moon. Luna 2 did the first lunar impact. That means that it landed or collided with the Moon. In the 1960s, Venera 1 was the first probe that went to another planet. Vostok 1 was the first crewed Earth orbiter. That means that it was the first orbiter with an actual person in it. Mars 1 was the first probe to Mars. Mariner 4 was the first Mars flyby. Venera 3 was the first Venus lander. Luna 9 was the first lunar lander. Luna 10 was the first lunar orbiter. Continuing 1960s, Apollo 8 was the first crewed lunar orbiter. Apollo 11 was the first crewed lunar landing. We're skipping to the 1990s because not much happened in the 2 decades after the space race. In the 1990s, the International Space Station was officially put together and in orbit. That's the end. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. If you want to see more content like this, check out my bite-sized science and basic physics series. Like if you love this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to comment.